I didn't get to film the content that I wanted to film the other day. I got caught up in doing other things, so we're here today to knock that out. I freshly curled my hair. I did share this Halo Glow skin tint with you guys in this vlog, or maybe the last vlog, I don't know if these are gonna go together or not, but you guys have seen me use this. I'm just gonna use it again for short form content and kind of get that out the way. It's what I should have done to begin with, but I ended up doing it or using it for the first time in the vlog with you guys. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Content is content. And then I do want to make this beauty elixir. Well, that's what they're calling it. I always find like the most delicious recipes on TikTok. I have a couple stacked up that I want to try, but this one is a drink specifically. It's supposed to help with the skin and all of that, but I'm gonna knock this out first because if I don't, it's not gonna get done. Despite what my shirt says, I'm very much in the mood for makeup. To prep the skin, of course, your skincare, that's key. Good skincare will make for a good makeup application. So always make sure your skincare is on point. I'm just gonna spray my face with some of this beauty elixir. It's my go-to when it comes to makeup. And I just like to hydrate the face with this. If you wanted to, you can go in with the Tower 28. This one's great for like sweating and things of that nature, and especially because the weather is nice now and it's starting to get a little warmer. Spring, I see you. Summer, I'm ready. I'm just gonna drip it. Yeah, see how runny that is? I like to use something that's a little dense but still semi-loose. I never really thought I was neutral undertone girly, but I'm starting to overthink that or rethink that. You can't even tell for real that I have makeup on this side of my face and not this side. The girlies on TikTok almost always know what they're talking about, so we're back in the kitchen and we're gonna make a little concoction. Alright, just like that. It is complete. Isn't it cute? When you taste the honey, I am so happy. I finally finished my first vlog for 2026. I have this vanity that I've had for a very long time. This is just the IKEA Malm. I've had it for a long time. I'm gonna put you guys on the tripod, but we're gonna work on that. I'm trying to transform it because when I say, oh, that's too low. Sorry. When I say it's looking rough, it's rough. Like I have makeup and all kinds of stuff stained at the top of it, so I'm going to paint it basically. I want to do lime wash on the vanity. I got the eggshell little samples from Home Depot, and I have two different shades here, which I don't know if you guys can really tell, but this is more of like a deeper beige, and then this is more of like a light beige. So I'm gonna mix these two to do the lime wash for the vanity because of course beige, black, white, those are the colors in this room. Now that we got everything cleared off, I'm gonna actually pull the vanity out just a little so that way I can just like work around and not against the wall. I also have to clean my wall right there because I got some foundation on it. But we're gonna start by buffing the vanity. So I'm gonna use this, it's a sponge, but it's a sanding block. So sanding it basically. And I'm gonna put you guys down so you can see, but I'm gonna go ahead and sand down the top part. I probably should tape off the edges, even though I gotta take this off right here. Y'all can't see it. But this right here, I gotta take this off. It's kind of stuck. I got the other one off. I just wasn't able to get this one off. Taped it off. Then I took this tray and I kind of like put a stick in between the two sides so I can separate them because the two different paints have to be separated. And I'm going to use this large square brush and dip it half and half. Now I've seen some people do this where they use lukewarm water dip it in the water and then the paint and then do what they have to do. And I've seen people who don't use the water. So the first coat is done. I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and then we'll check back tomorrow morning on how things are looking. I'm gonna reserve my thoughts and opinions for tomorrow morning once it's completely dry, and we will assess what it looks like then, but also I can kind of give you guys more of an opinion on how I feel about doing this. And then yeah, that'll be the first part of this DIY vanity project will be done, and then we can move on to the next step, whatever that's gonna be. I don't know just yet, but I'm gonna take me a nice shower. I'm gonna put my pajamas on, and I'm gonna read my book. If you're interested, I am actually currently reading another constant, which is Kinga's Story by Kennedy B. She has like this universe. This is the first book in the universe, but there are 4 books before this that aren't necessary to read, but I would suggest reading them because it gives you a better understanding on who the people are moving forward, if that makes sense. It gives you that background that otherwise you wouldn't have just jumping into this one. But I recently finished, well, today I finished the one before that, which is Where Home Lies. And again, that's part of the not necessary, but necessary reading. And she had like this whole map like drawn up of all the books. So like it tells you, you start with this book, but the book that she suggests you start with is optional for reading. Like I said, I would suggest reading it, but you can skip the 4 books and start with that one if you wanted to, but I wouldn't suggest that. But I like to read like 2 of her books, and then I'll read something else, and then I'll read 2 more, and then something else, just to kind of break it up a little bit. It might be confusing for some people to do it that way. You might be someone who has to, you know, read every single book in order and not anything in between, but I'm okay with reading 2 and then something else, just to give me a different feel. But so far I'm liking this book. I'm only, I want to say maybe like 30% into the book, so I'm not too far. But the one before this was really good. It was actually, out of the 4, I would say that was probably my favorite. And I have so many books on my TBR that I want to read. Yeah, I'm slowly getting through it, but at the same time, I have the bad habit of finishing a book and then I'm looking up something different to read rather than just grabbing from my TBR. So yeah, book problems. Anyway, that's the book I'm currently reading. Let me know what you're currently reading if you're a reader like me. I'm interested to know. I love book recommendations, so if you guys have any, let me know. I'm an urban fiction girly. That's my genre of book that I like to read, and primarily, well, pretty much only Black authors I've read. So if you have any recommendations or suggestions, let me know. If you guys want more book recommendations from me, not for me, but from me, let me know. Also on my Instagram, I have a highlight with the books that I've read. I have on Lemon 8, which is also linked on Amazon in that tab, my profile where I share like all the books that I've read for the month and what I rate them most of the time. I think this month though, for March, I'm not going to do ratings. I'm just going to simply share the books that I've read. I'm going to try just to do different things every month, if that makes sense. But for the past 2 months for sure, I've shared what I rate the book, and if it's a book that I really, really highly recommend and I've read it, I share that on Instagram as well. So yeah, just let your girl know. I'm a book girly, but like I know what I'm talking about about certain things and when I talk about certain things, but there's also some things that I just stay away from or I don't really know, if that makes sense. Like I know what I know. That don't make no sense. But anyway, side note, I made another one of my little drinks that I made with you guys in this vlog. I made another one and I just put it in this 𝐸𝘩𝘅 cup because I had water in here for Roxy when she was with us earlier, and I actually had gotten one of their energy drinks which was also really good. And that was my second time having Dutch Bros. All right, I'm gonna stop talking y'all ear off. I'm gonna go do what I said I was gonna do, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow morning. We're back, and the vanity is dry now. I will say that I kind of feel like I could go over certain spots another go around, but I'm just gonna leave it like it is for right now because why not? I mean, it's just a vanity, right? So I'm gonna put the glass top back on it. I am gonna show you guys what it looks like, and then we'll, you know, reassemble everything. But this is just the start of what this vanity is gonna look like. It's not the be all end all, but I think it came out okay. Like certain spots came out better than others, but it's a trust the process type of situation for sure. And I really could just go ahead and do another layer, but I honestly don't feel like it, and I don't feel like it's that deep for me to do that. But if it was my wall, definitely I would do another coat of everything just to further blend things if it looked like this. And then also I realized that when you do the lime wash pattern, you're essentially doing it like this, but like in one direction. And when it came to this, I was kind of doing it, started off in one direction, but then I was going around the table and doing it in the opposite direction. So that could be why it came out the way that it did. Who knows? There's certain spots like here. I don't know if you guys can see that well on camera, but I could have blended this a little more. And then there's some spots up here that I could have blended a little more. But like I said, I was going in this direction initially, and then I would go around the table, and then I was coming in this direction, when essentially I should have just went all in one direction. But we're gonna take the blue tape off and put the glass top on. I do need to clean the glass top off. That way I can protect this, because I don't want to scratch this up or get makeup on it. At this point, it goes without saying that 9 times out of 10, when I show you guys a new recipe, it comes from TikTok. So I'm about to make this little pepper snack, which is basically a sandwich without the bread. Instead, you just use half of the pepper. I've already made one before, so we're going to use the other half of this before it goes bad. And I'm going to put some pepperoni on it. I'm going to put some turkey breast. This is just oven roasted turkey breast. Some lettuce. I have the it is not sour cream. This is cream cheese, regular. Some banana peppers. I forgot this the last time. I knew I was missing something. Tomato, salt and pepper, because I like to season my sandwiches. And I'm also going to use some of this 𝐵𝐴 chipotle sauce from Subway that I got from the grocery store for a little sauce, because I don't have like submarine oil or anything like that. I don't have oil, vinegar, well, you know, for sandwiches. Anyway, so we're going to piece this together, and that's going to be my lunch for today. I'm going to start by cleaning the pepper. I want to take all of this out. This is actually really good. I didn't think I was going to like this, to be honest, just because the thought of eating raw peppers. It was, yeah. So just like that, a nice clean slate. And then I'm going to start with the cream cheese. And I'm basically just going to like smother it on there. But I need to cut up my tomatoes, take out some of the peppers, and chop up a little bit of lettuce. I did a lot of lettuce the first time. I'm going to do a little less because I don't need that much. I also have spinach, so I could substitute the lettuce for the spinach if I wanted to. But I think I'm just going to go with lettuce since that's what I took out. I honestly meant to put the pepperoni before the tomatoes and the bell peppers. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. That's why I was kind of like trying to stick it underneath, but looks good. I'm sure it's gonna taste good. I've also been obsessed with coconut water. This is the pineapple flavored one. This I find is so good to drink by itself. The regular coconut one, I just do my little concoction. But I'm gonna have this with my little pepper because I didn't have bell peppers the last time. It tastes like a sandwich.